Bro, I just give up. Give up. It's not happening. You're not getting a girlfriend. You're not. I'm not one of those gurus here on YouTube who will give you 5 life hacks to get a girlfriend. I'm here to give you a reality check. It's not happening. You're probably going to be single forever. You might as well start to look into the Catholic priesthood. Yeah, that might suit you. Maybe try becoming a pope. But if you're black like me, your prospects are very low. Yeah. So yeah, it's not happening. Give up. I know that what the saddest thing is about you specifically. You probably personal at a very personal level. You like being alone, like I do. You like being alone. But your friend keeps giving you stories of his 9 girlfriends since he was the age of 2, and there are 257 women he has hooked up with in between the relationships. Yeah, he's really pursuing this girl that everyone wants, and she seems to be getting in line. And her best friend too, her cousin as well, even her mother and her grandmother. You know, people have weird stories from all sorts of life, and these stories can make you make decisions that you might regret in the future. So ask yourself first. Yeah, before you look for advice on how to get a girlfriend, ask yourself: do I really want one? Can I handle one? What's so bad about my single life? Yeah, you should ask yourself these questions as you're looking for a partner in that sense. And there's something that we all know if you have been in a relationship, something that we all know that we rarely talk about, and it's the aspect of sacrifice in a relationship. You might assume that I'm a full person, and you're a full person, you're alone. That you're going to bring someone into your life, and they're going to be an addition to your full self. So you're going to be uh, 2 people like in your life, but that's not how things work. When once you get a partner, you have to divide yourself in half. Yeah, you have to let go of things you like doing. You have to adopt things you don't like doing. You have to make sacrifices for this person to fit into your life. And that's the truth that uh, maybe no one has told you. So it's not that pretty when you can't play games with the boys the whole night anymore. It's not that pretty when you can't go sightseeing alone. It's not that much fun when you can't watch the movie you want to watch because your partner doesn't like it. It's really not that much fun. And pray to God you don't find a partner who thinks like you, who thinks that you're going to maintain their entire life, and then you'll be someone extra into her life, like the second person. With the person who doesn't understand about sacrifice. Because you're going to be faced by a relationship you're going to hate, and you will hate it for the rest of your life. You're going to look at this partner and detest everything that they represent, and yet you ran into this relationship. You are running away from being single, like you're being chased by a lion, and you needed to survive. You didn't think about all these things, but these are things you need to look out for. So before you decide that you want a girlfriend, look at your life right now as a single guy. Look at everything you're doing and you enjoy doing every day. Don't look. When you're analyzing these friends of yours who are having a lot of relationships, the only interesting thing that is probably captivating you is the stories of things they're doing in the bedroom. Yeah, that's probably what is attracting you to those stories. But remember, the amount of time you spend in the bedroom doing the activities you want to do, it lasts only a few minutes. Yeah, that has no indication whatsoever on my performance. So it's universal, I would say. Yeah, don't get into that too much about me. Yeah. That's a bit of a sensitive topic. But I'm saying, for most people, it's a few minutes. Or maybe an hour if you are a monster, I would say. But you have to spend 23 other hours with this person. Or at most, maybe a night of 12 hours of that. You must be sure it's someone that you really want to spend that amount of time with. Because there are some people, I know, I'm not in this group, but there are some people who enjoy talking to their partners, like sharing stories and all that. I really don't. I find this disconnect between a man and a woman that when I'm with my fellow men, they understand me. They understand me at a level that a woman really can't. And I believe it's the same for women. A fellow woman will understand your struggles and your pain more than any man would. So I prefer to talk to men most of the time rather than a woman, even if you are my partner. And it's not hatred towards them. It's just that it's hard for you to understand what I'm feeling or how I'm going. I know people insist on communication, but if you're communicating at two within two different channels, you'll never be on the same page. You need someone who is like you, who are experiencing life in a similar way. I know even as a man to another man, you're not experiencing life in the same manner, but you have some similarities that you can't experience between you and a woman. So you need to be sure that it's someone you can spend your 12 hours with. Because it might drain you. And it drained me personally because I would have to listen to her and try to understand her. And something I didn't realize is that my partner just wanted to vent. Yeah, my partner wanted to vent. And what I was doing was providing solutions. Because I think that's how the male mind is wired. I'm not sure about this. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. But I find myself being very logical in whatever I'm trying to deal with. Even with emotions, I'm very logical even with emotions. But that's not what my partner wanted. She would get offended when I offer solutions because I'm like, you're crying because you lost some money. I can lend you some money. She doesn't want me to lend her money. She just wants me to listen to her talk about how hurt she feels. Or maybe her friend was talking mad shit about her and she's telling it to me. So I'm like, just avoid that friend or talk to them and figure out how you're going to move forward. She doesn't want that advice. She already knows what she's supposed to do. She just needs someone to listen. So you're not the kind of guy who wants to listen. You need to be careful when you're getting into this relationship because it's going to be hard for you. You're going to hate it, and you're going to hate her. And God forbid you get her pregnant, and you just went for her because you're trying not to be alone. Because a lot of people do that. You just find a girl who you're not really interested in, maybe you're not even attracted to. Maybe a girl you would never even in your worst moments be with. But because you've been single for so long and each of your friends keeps talking about the relationship, you decide that you're going to take up this girl. And that's what I'm saying. God forbid she gets pregnant and she is in your life for the rest of your life. You're going to have a terrible life. And if you continue like that, you might have another baby mama. Now, that's a lot of baby mama drama. There's no problem with having a baby mama. I don't have one, so I can't speak for it. But make sure it's someone you at least loved at some point. Yeah. I really don't know what love is. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on love. But looking at it from a very logical point of view, this thing is a transaction. And I had someone say that a while back that it's a transaction really. It's what I can get from you and what you can get from me. So I've seen people like condemn women for wanting like money from a man or status from a man, or men wanting women for just looks or for the status and everything. But I think that's natural. That's natural. You don't want a relationship where you're getting nothing. You're getting something. Even if it seems less than what you're giving, the tables are not always like the scales are not always balanced. That I'm getting exactly what I'm giving. But maybe you're offering something that no one else is offering. Maybe you have some moves in bed that no other female seems to match, and you need some money or you need some stability in your life. So it's an exchange. It's an exchange. So you have to be aware of that before. you decide to jump into a relationship. And maybe you should also consider what your orientation is. Yeah, because that's another thing. Just because everyone is hopping onto the bandwagon, like you have 77 friends and they are all looking for females. Maybe you don't feel like that. Maybe you feel that way towards another man. I'm not judging. Or if you're a woman, you feel that way towards another woman. Make sure it's what you want. And just because the other way also applies. If you're being pressured into, maybe you walk a certain way, maybe you talk a certain way, maybe you dress a certain way that makes people think you have same sex attraction. I've seen that and I have experienced that personally. But I don't have same sex attraction. So don't be pressured again if you don't feel that way. Because I was pressured and I started questioning myself and wondering, am I the one who is not seeing whatever they are seeing? Then you need to make sure, like, you probably need just a friend. Maybe you're looking for a girlfriend, but whatever you need is just a friend. So you mistake that need for a female friend for wanting a partner, and that will always end up wrong. Make sure you evaluate your intentions, and make sure you also know whether you want a one night stand or you want a full on relationship. And make sure the person you are pursuing knows what you are after. You don't want them telling you the following morning that you are a bad person because you just went and hit it and didn't ask how she was doing the following morning because you didn't feel you had the need to. A friend of mine told me a story of a girl who wanted to cuddle afterwards, like cuddle after the act, and he's like, "No, I'm not cuddling with you. I'm going to sleep." And the girl felt offended, but that's all the guy wanted. Just pop in, pop out, and it's done. I have no other business with you. So you might get hurt if you're facing that because your name is going to be dragged through the mud. If you go for a one night stand and you didn't make it clear, you're going to be faced by a lot of issues with your friends. If the person wants to destroy your entire image, they can. Just saying how bad of a person you are. Some of the women will even go as far as to say you sexually assaulted them just because of not getting the attention they wanted after that, not getting more than not getting more than they basically they bargained for, I guess. So there are a lot of things you need to consider. It's not always the best choice. I've been single for a while. Sometimes it's sad. Mostly it's a happy time. I don't miss the someone to just spend a night with. At least I don't think I'm the person who enjoys just one night and then it goes away. I think I want some connection. Uh, I don't know what kind of connection it is, honestly, if you ask me. But I do desire some kind of connection, some commonality in our thinking patterns. Maybe someone I can talk to. Uh, Maybe not on male matters or issues affecting men, but just someone we can understand each other, maybe from a religious perspective, from a political perspective, from a social perspective, like from a human level. Just someone like that. And that is important to me. And it takes a lot of time to find such a person because it takes you being present with a person for a long time. It takes you understanding this person at a logical and at an emotional level. Yeah, I'm not giving advice here. I know I sound like I'm giving advice. I'm really not. These are just my thoughts. So if you're looking for a girlfriend, this is the wrong place to look. I'm the wrong person to ask. I've been single for a long time and I love it. And all I can tell you is follow what you feel. Follow what you feel is right. You will most likely make a mistake the first one or two times, and it's going to stay in your brain forever. But the brain never forgets negative things. It's the positive things that get forgotten quickly. So yeah, that's it for me today. Yeah. Thanks for joining me for another one. Thanks.